Thompson was 1 for 4 officially. Drove in a big run in their 3-run 11th inning with an RBI ground out. Also drew a walk in that first game. Each team coming in now with a record of 1-1, so the rubber match of the series is the second game of this doubleheader. First pitch in there for a strike. Garner's 0-1, and a breaking ball just got a piece of it. Fouled it off the end of the bat toward the on-deck circle first base side. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Well, the sun has gone down. I mentioned that the temperature 38 degrees with the wind blowing in right now. Down and away. Handful of fans who are here outside are all bundled up like Eskimos with blankets. Even saw some propane heaters set up outside. 1-2 pitch. Down and away with a fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, the dimensions here in Tigerville, 330 down both lines, 370 to the power alleys, 390 to straightaway center field. There's strike 3 called. Fastball that came back over the outside corner, and Thompson is retired. 1 down. Second strikeout for Garner. And with 1 away, here's Aiden Bauer.
Stepping into third baseman, number 26, Aiden Bauer.
Bauer had an RBI single in that 3-run 11th inning in Game 1. His only hit. He was 1 for 3 officially. Had a sacrifice bunt and a walk. Left-handed batter, and he takes it down and in. Ball 1. There's ball 2. Garner doesn't care if it's 38 degrees and windy. He is pitching in short sleeves. Been around here for 6 years now. He's accustomed to the weather in Tigerville this time of year. It's the northern part of Greenville County. Pitch was fouled back. It's 2-1. For those of you not familiar with the lay of the land here, it gets a bit colder here. There's a line drive, base hit the other way into left field. Over toward the line to cut it off is Stringer. He'll get it back to the infield. It's a 1-out hit for Aiden Bauer. Though I work at Furman, which is, 10 miles down the road, if that. I live over toward Clemson, so the change in elevation from where I live to here is enough that it's usually colder here, and in a situation where we might get rain here they often will get some snow flurries. Here's Ward Hackland, and he's hacking at the first pitch, and he fouls it straight back. Our fan base in Hawaii knows nothing of snow, I'm sure. At least I hope not. If they do there, then 2020 leading into 2021 is a lot stranger than any of us ever anticipated. Pitch misses inside, a ball and a strike. 1-0 Newberry. 2-out solo home run by Luke Orr in the bottom of the first inning. That breaking ball misses inside. 2-1. Runner at first is Aiden Bauer. He had a 1-out base hit, decent lead over there. Swing and a miss at a fastball up, and it's 2-2. Garner, much like the starter in Game 1, Zach Tagliari, throw to first, and they very nearly picked him off. He's going to throw fastball, slider, cutter, change. Fastball is going to sit 86, 87 miles an hour. Watching him at least early here, his fastball seems to have some late movement to it. There's strike 3 called. Speaking of fastballs with late movement, got the outside corner. Third punch out for Garner, and with 2 away, here's Rhett Johnley, the catcher. He did not play in Game 1 today. Looking for the box score from the first game of the season on Friday, which I believe he did catch. He did and went 0 for 2. Takes the first pitch for a strike here. And that pitch just missed the outside corner. One ball, one strike. Garner with the pause at the chin, the pitch. Low, delayed still, runner goes to throw on a hop, and he is out a mile. Even on the delay, Octavio got there in plenty of time to take the throw and put the tag on Aiden Bauer, and the inning is over. 2-4 on the caught stealing. They get a hit, nobody left. And we head to the bottom of the second inning, still Newberry on top early, 1-0. Bottom of the second inning.
The first baseman, number 20, Brady West.
Middle third of the batting order for North Greenville. Brady West will lead it off, then Lex Tootin and Marek Kloop. West was a DH in the first game. He is at first base here in the second. 0 for 4 with a sacrifice fly. And he takes ball one. That was in game one. Left-hander versus left-handed batter. And that one's down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Winding the pitch. Outside ball 3.
Just had someone message me and ask if the broadcast was on the air. They can't find it here. Just FYI here.
3 balls, no strikes. And there's strike one. So 3-1 to count on Brady West leading off the North Greenville second inning. LaFiora's pitch is way high, ball 4. And he's the leadoff base runner. Now Lex Tootin, the switch hitter, who will bat right-handed against the lefty LaFiora.
Stepping in at third baseman, number 23, Lex Tootin.
0 for 4. He did get hit by a pitch and score a run in today's first game. Third baseman Aiden Bauer playing in at the edge of the infield grass as the first pitch hits the outside corner, strike one. 1 ball, or no balls and 1 strike on Lex Tootin. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Pitch tailing away from him. Came up empty on the swing. No balls and 2 strikes. Outfield straight away for the right-handed batter. West getting a short lead off first. The 0-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. It gets through the catcher. Hitting second full stride and going on around to third is Brady West. Tootin is out because first base was occupied. But that's a 2-base wild pitch that advances West all the way around to third base, and he's the tying run 90 feet away. Second strikeout for La Fiora. Catcher Jolly had a hard time finding it, and credit Brady West and third base coach Ryan Brown. They didn't hesitate at all. Hit second full stride and brought him on around to third. Here's Marek Kloop. Takes it down in a ball. He had a couple of hits in game 1. Drove in a run. Made 1 or 2 nice defensive plays out in right field as well. Young man from the Czech Republic initially. Swing and a miss. Foul tip. Came into this program from North Carolina State. They give him all kinds of room in right center field. Third baseman Bauer playing deep and toward the line. Second baseman Lansdowne shading him toward the middle. 1-1 pitch. Check swing on a breaking ball. Did he go? He did not. 2-1. Orr down at first, playing 6 or 8 feet beyond the cutout, about even with the bag. So they expect him to pull the baseball in the air or on the ground. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And that breaking ball misses low. 3-1. Tying run at third for North Greenville, with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Newberry. And that one's in the dirt, ball 4. And Brett Jolly saved a wild pitch and a run, at least for the moment. Second walk of the inning for La Fiora. And with runners on the corners now, here's Josh Setter.
Now batting the center fielder, number 19.
He was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. He had the hat trick in game 1. Middle of the infield at double play depth. Alfiora looking for a ground ball that could get him out of the inning unscathed. Swing and a miss. Changeup had him out in front. No balls and a strike. West, the runner at third. Kloop at first. 1 down. North Greenville threatening, trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Game 2 of the doubleheader. Pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Looks like the top row, or at least part of the top row of the scoreboard, may have malfunctioned. Nope, there it comes back. No balls and 2 strikes. La Fiora pitching, and he struck him out swinging. Snap throw down to first, and diving back to the bag was Kloop. Center punches out, 2 down. And And now Jack's Cash.
Now batting the catcher, number 8, Jackson Cash.
Cash did not catch in either Friday's game or the first game of today's doubleheader. He did, however, close Friday's game on the mound. He's a dual-purpose guy. He'll see time behind the plate and as a late-inning reliever for Landon Powell's team. He takes it outside a ball, right-handed batter. So this is his first at-bat of the season. Tying run down at third in the person of Brady West. Kloop at first, 2 outs, bottom of the second, 1-0 Newberry. And now time called by Cash. Pitch. Good breaking ball on the outside corner, 1-1. Understand that they had to reestablish the link for this second broadcast, so hopefully you folks are catching up. Well, apparently they do have snow in Hawaii sometimes. Shows what I know. Pop foul down beyond first, but that's going to nestle into the bullpen down the right field side and out of play. Chauncey Lynn Agbayani says they have some now. It says it's beautiful. So I'd be interested to know, is that just, like in the mountains, upper elevations, where it's, still nice, non-snowy and warm down at ocean level or not? Check swing on a pitch in the dirt. Runner will advance from first to second. They appeal to see if he went on the swing. They say no, and the count evens up at 2-2. No advancement by West. The ball rolled to the third base side of the plate. But Kloop does move up on the wild pitch. And now a base hit could give North Greenville the lead. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jack's Cash with Corey Bivens, the 9-hitter, waiting on deck. I asked the question about Hawaii with all sincerity. I have been to each one of the contiguous 48 states in this great country. I have not been to Alaska or Hawaii, at least yet. Strike 3 swinging, in and out of the mitt of the catcher, who picks it up, puts the tag on Cash, and the inning is over. So 3 strikeouts in the inning for La Fiora. Pitches out of some trouble. He's got 4 punch-outs total. 2 walks in the inning, 2 runners stranded, and after 2, it remains 1-0 Newberry. Top of the third inning, it's 8-9-1 in the batting order for Newberry.
Now batting the catcher, number 14,
Rhett Jolly, then Zane Terrence, and back to the top of the order for Colin Allman. Jolly did not play in Game 1. Game 1 of the doubleheader, that is. Ethan Garner's first pitch to him is hit on a hop. Nice diving stop to the left by the third baseman, Tootin. Gets up and throws him out. One down, put a star by that one. Was drawn in, took one step, diving off to his left, and got up and threw out Jolly in plenty of time.
Number 11, Zane Terrence.
Now Zane Terrence, 0 for 3 with a walk and a sacrifice bunt in Game 1 today. Of course, Jolly, who just made the out, was at the plate in the last inning when Bauer was thrown out trying to steal. First pitch to Terrence is a strike. Garner's 0-1. He shows bunt, and the breaking ball gets by everybody to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bauer again pulled in a step inside the bag at third. Playing off the line just a bit. Popped up, first base side foul. Coming over is West, but it'll hit on top of the dugout roof. 1-2. Outfield straightaway. Kloop in right field playing a little shallow for Terrence. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball stays up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff hitter Colin Allman waiting on deck. The 2-2 pitch. Hit off the fist on 1 hop to Octavio at second. He backs up onto the outfield turf, makes the play, and throws him out. And they are 2 down.
Stepping in, shortstop number 1, Colin Allman.
Now Allman, who led off the game with a ground ball to Bivens at short. Still 1-0 Newberry. Game's only run coming on the 2-out solo homer by Luke Orr in the top of the first inning. Pitch upstairs, ball 1. Dalton Lansdowne would be next. Garner winds and his 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, and that bounces by everybody. 2 balls and no strikes. Look out, that hit him up and in, and it brushed the batting helmet as it went by, and he'll trot on down to first base. So a 2-out base runner will bring Lansdowne to the plate. He struck out swinging his first time up. There were no other games today involving other Carolina Conference teams. One game involving the South Atlantic Conference. Wingate beat Lander today 8-3 in a single game. No balls and a strike to Lansdowne. Quick throw to first, and the runner dives back. Should he reach, Luke Orr would be next. The 0-1 popped him up. Coming down the line, the third baseman, Tootin, halfway to the plate, now drifting a bit toward the mound, makes the play, and the inning is over. So the 2-out hit by pitch does no damage. They strand a runner in the middle of the third. Still 1-0 Newberry.
batting the shortstop, number 0.
Bottom of the third, Corey Bivens, the number 9 hitter, leading it off, and then Octavio and Stringer, 9-1 and 2 against Joe LaFiora. Lefty's first pitch to Bivens is in there for a strike. Bivens had 1 at bat in game 1. That was late in the ball game. Was 0 for 2 with a pair of walks and 2 runs scored in the season opener on Friday. That's down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. After this one, Newberry is next scheduled to be in action on Saturday, a doubleheader at Carson Newman. First game beginning at noon. 2 balls and a strike. While North Greenville will play a doubleheader on Friday. I'm sorry. Yeah, a doubleheader Friday and a doubleheader Saturday. 4 games in 2 days at Emmanuel College down in Franklin Springs, Georgia. 3-1 to Corey Bivens, the number 9 hitter, leading off here in the bottom of the third inning. Crusaders down 1-0. 3-1 pitch. Outside corner, strike called, and it's 3-2. Bivens didn't hear the call or was just pretending it didn't happen, hoping to fool somebody. Comes back, picks up the bat. Kind of baseball's version of the walk of shame when you head down to first only to have a strike called and you're going to walk back across home plate in front of the umpire. Payoff pitch. Bounced straight back. Pretty good hit, pitch to hit there, and he had a good rip at it. So we'll do the 3-2 all over again. Here it is, and it's low ball 4. Second straight inning that LaFiora has walked the leadoff hitter. He walked the second batter last inning, but struck out the 3 batters he didn't issue a free pass to and got out of the inning unscathed. And we mentioned his numbers last year without ever seeing him pitch. That's the thing that jumped out to me. Was in 15 innings, he struck out 17 but walked 12. So command issues at times, apparently, in a guy who's going to have a relatively high pitch count. Here's Octavio, grounded out first baseman unassisted first time up. Shows bunt, takes it outside a ball. One nothing Newberry. Bottom of the third inning, game 2 of this doubleheader here in North Greenville. Outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Left-handed batter waiting. LaFiora with the set, the 2-0 in their first strike. Looked like he threw him a little 2-1 or 2-0 breaking ball. Two and 1. Corey Bivens, the number 9 hitter, led off this bottom of the third inning with a walk. Short lead at first base. 2-1 pitch. Outside ball 3. Boy, the third baseman, Bauer, really drawn in, daring Octavio to put a bunt down. He's backed up a bit now. We'll see if he comes back toward home plate. He comes in a few steps, but not nearly as close in as he was. Here's the 3-1. Big swing and a foul straight back. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the payoff pitch. Runner goes, and it's fouled off to the left out of play. Let's see now, Chauncey Lynn Agbayani has sent me a picture, and it makes sense, and it's kind of what I was thinking, having never been there. You know how it is. You're always an expert at some place you've never been or something you know nothing about. But she sent me a beautiful picture of snow way up in the mountains, and she says it's still toasty warm down at the beach. Payoff again, and Octavio strikes out swinging. Runner not going that time. One down. 5 strikeouts now for La Fiora, and here's Ethan Stringer. She says when it does snow, a lot of people drive up to the mountains, fill up their trucks with snow, and bring it down to town for kids to enjoy. I like it. Several places, I guess, similar throughout the United States. One place that I've been to, there's a throw to first, is Boise, Idaho, where they say if the time of the year is right, you can ski in the mountains in the morning and comfortably play golf in the valley in the afternoon. Beautiful part of the country. Runner at first, 1 down. First pitch to Stringer is high and away, ball 1. 1-0 Newberry. Bottom of the third, Stringer bounced back to the mound his first time up. That email address, thedanscottshow@gmail.com. We love interacting with you. thedanscottshow@gmail.com. The 1-0. Nope, another throw to first. John Michael Fail in the on-deck circle for North Greenville. Left-hander leans in for the sign, now straightens up. The 1-0 pitch. Bounced it up there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Or excuse me, 2 balls and no strikes. Stringer out of the box for a moment, now back in. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. He threw a changeup, had him out in front. Two and one. You got to like a guy you can trust to do that and fall behind in the count, and in a fastball count be able to command something other than a fastball. The 2-1. Swing and a miss again had him out in front of a pitch down. And he's come back to even it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tell you what, the temperature feels like it continues to drop out there. Yep, it's down to 36 right now. Line drive, base hit into left field toward the line. That's going to get all the way to the wall. They're waving Bivens around to third. He'll be held up there. And into second base with a 2-base hit is Ethan Stringer. I got a pitch up and on the inner part of the plate. And he turned on it and hit it on a line toward the left field corner. Harris got to it quickly and got it back to the infield in time for the moment anyway to keep a run off the board. But it's second and third with 1 out for John Michael Fail, and here comes pitching coach Ryan West out to the mound. I don't know if it will, but I'm hoping the opportunity will present itself for me to come back on another occasion or two for North Greenville home games. The schedule that I have at Furman, because of men's basketball going and then football starting up on Saturday, obviously keeps me from doing much in the way of freelance work. That's my job, that's my priority, but looking at some dates. Of course, if Newberry sweeps both ends of this doubleheader, Landon Powell and Micah Sepko might not ask me back. But I've enjoyed being here. Baseball is my favorite sport. It's my favorite sport to call. I love them all. But this is my first love. Meeting over. First pitch is a breaking ball in the inside corner to John Michael Fail. He struck out swinging his first time up. Run-producing situation here. He's got runners at second and third, just one out. His team down 1-0 in the bottom of the third. LaFiore with the pause and the pitch. And a check swing. It gets through all the way to the backstop. Scoring, standing up, is Corey Bivens to tie the game at 1. And moving up the third is Ethan Stringer. Well, somehow, what looked like a pretty decent fastball just handcuffed Rhett Jolly. Count even at 1-1, and now the go-ahead run 90 feet away with only one out. Right-handed batter waiting, and the pitch. That one's down and in, 2-1. Two balls and a strike to John Michael Fail. 1-1 score here in the third. And he dribbles one off the end of the bat foul. Two and two. LaFiore ready with the break-even pitch. Here it is. And he reaches for one and fouls it out of play right side. Chased ball 3, but in a protection mode on a 2-2 pitch. Went lunging and fouled it off to the right to stay alive. Here comes the break-even pitch again. Downstairs, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. I'm talking about dedication. This is what you do when you're on one continent and your son's playing baseball on another. Vladimir Kloop tells me it's just after 1 a.m. where he is in the Czech Republic. Payoff pitch coming. Strike 3 swinging. Again, took something off and had him out in front. Second time that Fail has gone down on strikes. And now Brady West, who walked his first time up. So it's going to take something with 2 outs to get the go-ahead run in for North Greenville. Got the tying run in on a wild pitch a moment ago. And there's a fly ball into shallow left field. Coming on is Harris. He's got it, and the inning is over. But the leadoff walk comes back to haunt Joe LaFiore. A double, a wild pitch, a run scores, and after 3, we're tied at 1 apiece. We'll be back to Tigerville in a moment. 3 inning totals. Newberry, a run, 2 hits, no errors. North Greenville, 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors. Dan Scott with you here at Ray and B. Dillard Field. Second game of the doubleheader between these two awfully good Division II powers. Of course, North Greenville came in ranked number 4 in the country.
Stepping in for Newberry, the first baseman, number 34, Luke Orr.
This game, the rubber game of the 3-game series. Here's Luke Orr. He provided the only run of the game for Newberry, and he's going to be on with a base hit here, a hooking line drive that Octavio diving for, got a glove on it, but it ricocheted out into right field. And Orr is 2 for 2. His home run in the first inning, an opposite field shot to straightaway left, his first of the season. Now Jack Harris, who bounced back to the mound, his first time up. Swings and pops it foul down the right field side. That's out of play. No balls and a strike. 1-1 game, top of the 4th inning. And he shows bunt, and it's a foul ball. It got away from the catcher, but it was a foul tip off the bat, and it makes it no balls and 2 strikes. So really a late reaction by the home plate umpire. The Garner ahead now, no balls and 2 strikes. This young man has seen a lot in his time here in Tigerville. There's strike 3 swinging. Mentioned this is 6th year in the program. Redshirted a year because of Tommy John surgery, and like many other players here and all across the country at every level, getting the extra year of eligibility if they choose to take it after COVID shut things down last year. Pitch bounces up there, ball 1. And I tell you something, being around college athletes, college coaches, as I am on a daily basis in my job at Furman, you get a great appreciation for what these youngsters are doing, young men and young women, regardless of the sport, in order to get a chance to play while we're still trying to fight through this pandemic. 1 ball, 1 strike. The lack of being able to socialize outside of usually their own roommates and teammates, having to operate almost within their own bubble, oftentimes not able to even see their families except for maybe a brief time outside after a game. There's a throw to first. I don't know how often they test at either one of these schools. I know at Furman the athletes are tested 3 times a week, and that is not cheap. Schools all across the country at every level having to deal with it. Swing and a miss at a good fastball up and in. But in order to be able to play a season, they're giving up a lot of the freedoms that usually come with being a college student. One hopper back to the mound, dropped by Garner. As he looked back to second, he wanted to try and get the force there, but 2 things. Someone was late covering the bag, and he dropped the ball. He recovered in time to throw out Bo Thompson at first base.
The third baseman, number 26,
For the second out, or advances to second. He's the go-ahead run now in scoring position with 2 down. And here's Aiden Bauer, who had a base hit his first time up. Garner was wanting to turn the old 1-6-3 and get the bats going, but forgot to hang on to the ball. 2-hopper to first. Head high hop for West. He'll take it to the bag himself, and the inning is over. Leadoff single, and then he retires the next 3. Middle of the 4th here in Tigerville. It's 1-1 the score. Bottom of the 4th inning for North Greenville. It'll be 5, 6, and 7. Tootin, Kloop, and Setter. We'll say hello to Melissa, Chad, Hunter Herlong, and Sheila Cribb, family of Brent Herlong, watching from Marion, South Carolina, and hoping for a Crusaders bounce back here in Game 2. Tootin struck out swinging his first time up. Switch hitter batting right-handed, and LaFiora's first pitch is right in there for a strike. Outfield straight away. Bauer down at third, pulling in about even with the bag. That one's in the dirt inside. It's a ball and a strike. Lefty winds, and the 1-1. Strike 2 called at the letters outside corner. It's a ball and 2 strikes now. Here's the 1-2, and it's pop foul out of play. Talked in Game 1 a bit about the facilities here, and it's been a few years since I've been to this ballpark, and they have done a marvelous job here in adding to the facilities and upgrading it. The press box that we're in is the lower level of a 2-story building that upstairs is kind of a, maybe lack of a better term, a luxury suite area for upwards of 40 people to gather. Donors and the like. Got a baseball building above the third base dugout. It's got the locker rooms, the coaches' offices. The entire field is field turf. It's another foul back to the screen, count holding it 2-2. And I think the first time that I visited here years ago, they were doing all of the broadcast work, the camera work, and the announcing from the single little shack, for lack of a better word, out in right center field. It's the place where the camera angle is that you're getting now, looking in from the outfield. There's another foul back to the screen off the catcher's mitt. So they've done a wonderful job here with the upgraded facilities. And we're very fortunate in this part of the country, Division I level, Division II level. You travel around and you will see some good baseball facilities everywhere you go. High pop-up, middle of the infield, coming in behind the mound, and a confluence of wolves gathering there, a pack, if you will. And finally, Colin Allman, the shortstop, made the catch, and he caught it in the heel of his glove. A lot of white showing, but he made the play to retire Tootin 1 out.
Now batting the right fielder, number 39, Marek Schlup.
Here's Marek Kloop. He walked his first time up. 2 hits and an RBI in first game of the doubleheader. Homered here on Friday in the series opener. Takes a strike. 1-1 the score. Bottom of the 4th inning. Newberry won the first game 6-4-11. There's a blast. He hit that baby high. He hit it deep, and it is gone. Over the scoreboard in left center field. And he got every last bit of that one, his second home run of the season. They're celebrating in the Czech Republic tonight. It's 2-1 North Greenville. You look up no doubter in the dictionary and you will see a video of that home run. Mercy.
Now batting the center fielder, number 19, Josh Center.
Now Josh Center struck out his first time up. He struck out 3 times in the first game today, and he swings and misses here. So each team is homered in this game. Luke Orr in the first inning, a solo shot with 2 outs for Newberry, and now Kloop, a solo shot with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning for North Greenville to give the Crusaders a 2-1 lead. Swing and a miss, it's 0-2. La Fiora winds his 0-2 pitch, and he struck him out swinging. Good pitch tailing away from the right-handed hitter, and you give up a long ball, that's the way you bounce back.
Now batting the catcher.
That's 7 strikeouts, by the way, through 3 2/3 innings. Got 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third, and 1 here in the fourth. 2 outs. Here's Jax Cash. He struck out swinging his first time up, and he hits this one on the line. In the hole in the left field, a base hit. It's his first hit of 2021. He'll hold up at first base. Hits are even now at 3, and here's Corey Bivens. He walked and scored back in the 3rd inning. Got a young man with a full plate. How about Bivens? Not only is he a biology major and a 4.0 student here at North Greenville and playing baseball and the commitment that goes there, but he's also full-time in the ROTC, and in order to do that, he has to go to Furman. First pitch from La Fiora is down and in, ball 1. (2-1) North Greenville on top. They did not lead at all in the first game of the doubleheader. Got down 2-0, tied it at 2, and then the madness started in extra innings. Chopped foul down beyond the third base dugout. That's 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. That's outside. 2-1. Hey, just a little shameless self-promotion here. If you like college athletics and you want something of a localized view of the bigger picture, if that's the right way to handle it, right way to describe it. Here's the 2-1. Fouled out of play, 2-2. Got a podcast we started in the March or April area of last year. We've done 26 episodes, and it's called Grumpy Old Broadcasters. Tom Van Hoy and I are on every episode, along with a guy named Dave Glenn, who's covered the Atlantic Coast Conference and college athletics at large for over 30 years. It's just phenomenal stuff. It's a lot of really good sports talk, which you don't get in places a lot now. It's Grumpy Old Broadcasters, wherever you get your podcasts. Bivens strikes out swinging, and the inning is over. But the solo homer by Kloop gives North Greenville the lead as we head to the fifth. It's 2-1 Crusaders. Mentioned that North Greenville's next set of games will be Friday and Saturday of this week. Back-to-back doubleheaders at Carson Newman in Jefferson City, Tennessee. They'll be back here a week from today for a single game against Augusta University at 6 p.m. And then Saturday the 27th, and Sunday the 28th, they open. Wait a minute, I'm looking at Newberry. Never mind. This is Newberry's schedule. They're on the road at Carson Newman, and then at home for Augusta University the 23rd, and then Saturday and Sunday the 27th, 28th, back-to-back doubleheaders to open South Atlantic Conference play. I'll be okay, I promise. Here's Garner's first pitch to Ward Hacklin, and it misses for ball one. North Greenville will not be back here until Friday the 26th to begin a four-game series with Erskine College, and that'll actually take place over Friday, Saturday, and Tuesday, doubleheader on Saturday the 27th. 1 ball, 1 strike. Line drive, right center field. That's going to be in for a base hit. Over to get it is center, and he'll wheel it back to the infield. And that's a leadoff base hit for Ward Hacklin. Fourth hit for the Wolves.
Stepping in the catcher, number 14, Rhett Jolly.
Now Rhett Jolly, who was robbed of a base hit on a fine diving play by the third baseman, Lex Tootin, his first time up, diving off to his left to pick off his ground ball and throw him out. Squares to bunt, pushes it back toward the mound. Garner comes and gets it. Only play will be to first. Sacrifice works as Hacklin advances to second. 1-3 on the out. And with one down, the tying run in scoring position for Newberry for the number 9 hitter, Zane Terrence. Terrence grounded out to Octavio at second base, his first time up. First pitch from Garner in there for strike one. Tell you what, it's a handful of hardy souls who have hung around for game 2 of this doubleheader. I mentioned a moment ago some propane heaters. There are some folks sitting along the first row behind the wall here. And there are 2 propane heaters taking care of about 6 people. At least as much as they can right now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tying run at second, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. That one's fouled back over our head, just off to the right, out of play. 1 and 2. Leadoff hitter Colin Allman waiting on deck. If you weren't with us for game 1, it went 11 innings. Newberry came away with a 6-4 win. So this game is the rubber match of the season opening 3-game series. Garner with the pause and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball down. He got him to chase. And they are 2 away. 5 strikeouts now for Ethan Garner.
Now batting shortstop, number 1.
And now we go back to the top of the order for Colin Allman, who's 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch. How long has Ethan Garner been here? Again, this is 6th season. He was the Conference Freshman of the Year back in 2016. Missed a year with Tommy John surgery. Got the COVID year this year. Decided to come back, given that option. And you just got to love it. Kids want to play. Season has been trimmed in Division II from 50 games to 40. Or at least in the Conference Carolinas, there's a foul out of play right side. That's why we were discussing before the game, were they going to play 9 innings, 2 9-inning games, or 2 7s, or a 9 and a 7? And Landon Powell started going through the numbers with me. You lose 10 games at a minimum of 9 innings each. That's 90 innings these kids have lost. Runner at second bluffs to go. Here's a pop. Left side of the infield. Bivens staring into the night sky, makes the one-handed grab, and the inning is over. So a hit and a runner left, and we're halfway through the second game of this doubleheader, with North Greenville on top right now, 2-1.
This is something new, the Casper Slide Part 2, featuring the Platinum Band, and this time we're gonna get funky. Everybody clap your hands. Clap, clap, clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. All right, now, we're gonna do the basic step. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 1 hop this time. Right foot, let's start. Left foot, let's start. Cha-cha, real smooth. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 1 hop this time. Right foot, let's start. Left foot, let's start. Cha-cha now, y'all. Now it's time to get funky. To the right now. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 1 hop this time. 1 hop this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Slide.
Trying to get back home. The river keeps on flowing to the ocean. The angels above me, they sing that they love me.
Top of the order for North Greenville here in the
Leading off for the Crusaders,
bottom of the 5th inning.
second baseman, number 1,
Octavio Stringer
Octavio.
and Thale. Gary Octavio 0 for 2 to begin this one. Ground out to first and a strikeout swinging. Lefty versus left-handed batter, and the first pitch is upstairs for a ball. Two 3-0 for North Greenville, 1 4-0 for Newberry. That one's a little bit high. 2 balls and no strikes. Lefty winds and delivers. Oh, and that hit him. I think it got him right between the shoulder blades. So, Octavio at first base the hard way. And now Ethan Stringer, who doubled his last time up, is 1 for 2.
Now batting the left fielder, number 4, Ethan Stringer.
Little Stevie Wonder for walk-up music. Maybe there is hope for the youth of America. Just as LaFiora gets ready to deliver, Stringer apparently got something in his eye, asked for time, and stepped out. Now back in. LaFiora's first pitch, swinging and a miss. Fastball up. That was pitch number 80 on the evening for the Newberry left-hander. To that end, there is a righty starting to throw down in their bullpen now. The 0-1 in the dirt, and that's going to be just enough time for Octavio to get down to second base. Ended up being no throw because Jolly couldn't find it. It rolled basically right in front of him, but Octavio broke as soon as he saw that ball hit the dirt. So a wild pitch puts him into scoring position, and there's another run if they can figure out how to get him in. Now Stringer's job, short of driving him in, with nobody out, is to hit a ground ball to the right side and advance him to third. Right side of the infield is wide open right now. Pitch, and he shortens up the bunt and takes it outside, 2-1. That'd be one way to get it done. Wind continuing to blow towards the left. Picking up at a pretty good pace right now. 2-1. Down and in, and that one gets away. Rolling over by the dugout, third base side. And Octavio will advance to third. Thought for a moment they were considering if the ball went into the dugout and giving him the extra base to come home, but not the case. So 3-1. By my count, that is 5 wild pitches thrown in 4+ innings by Joe LaFiora. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Line drive, base hit, left center field. That is going to split the gap and go all the way to the wall. Octavio will score easily. Digging it out in left is Jack Harris, wheeling it back toward third. RBI double for Stringer, and it's a 3-1 game. Well, that's a situation where he was behind 3-1, a fastball count. He threw Stringer a fastball, and he drilled it into left center field for a run-scoring double. That's going to be all. The call has already gone down to the bullpen, and we've got a break in the action. New pitcher coming on for Newberry. We will tell you about him in just a moment. New pitcher for Newberry is right-hander Devin Makovsky. He is a sophomore from Coral Springs, Florida. Appeared in 4 games last year, had no record, and a 2.25 earned run average. Only threw 4 innings. 5 hits, 1 run earned, a strikeout, no walks. Allowed a double among those 5 hits. So he comes on to replace La Fiora, who pitches into the 5th inning, does not retire a batter here in the 5th. 4+, 4 hits, 3 runs so far, all earned. Struck out 8, walked 3, hit a batter, 5 wild pitches, and 84 pitches total.
Number 13, John Michael Bell.
It was 4 wild pitches and 1 pass ball. So here's John Michael Thale with a runner at second, nobody out, a run in. It's 3-1 North Greenville. And Makovsky's first pitch is a good breaking ball, but it misses a little bit low. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes. A run in. It's 3-1 North Greenville. Runner at second, nobody out. Here's a strike called, 1-1. Makovsky with the pause at the letters, the 1-1 pitch. And there's a strike called, a fastball in the outside corner. One and two. Thale has been up twice, and both times he struck out swinging against the lefty, Joe LaFiora. Behind in the count here, Makovsky pitching, and that one's fouled out of play right side. So holding it a ball and 2 strikes. Sophomore right-hander Devin Makovsky on in relief. His 1-2 pitch, lined back through the middle, fielded on. Oh, no, it got by the second baseman Lansdowne. Rounding third, being waved home, and scoring standing up is Ethan Stringer to make it a 4-1 game. Ball was not hit particularly hard, and again, we saw a similar situation in the first game. A ball that had some spin to it. It hit that field turf and took a right-hand turn on Lansdowne. He tried to barehand it on the hop as it was going by him and just got a hand on it.
Now batting the first baseman, number 20.
They're going to give him a hit and an RBI, and I think that's probably the right call, simply because of the weird turn that ball took. So it's 4-1 North Greenville. Here's Brady West. Still nobody out in the inning. Big swing and a foul back to the screen by West. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Four runs, 5 hits, no errors now for North Greenville. 1-4-0 for Newberry. The 0-1. Just missed the outside corner, a ball and a strike. play him a little bit the other way in the outfield. They're giving him a lot of room in the alley in right center field. A 1-1 pitch. Check swing and a pitch up and in. He fouled it back. It's 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. Pause in the pitch. And that one's in the dirt, rolls away from the catcher, and I'm moving on to second base will be Fail. So another wild pitch by the Newberry pitching staff, and now another runner in scoring position. Still nobody out in the inning. Nobody throwing down in the Newberry bullpen right now, so at the moment at least it's Makovsky against the world. Pitch down and in with a slider. Had him skipping the rope there, and it's gone full at 3-2. So he's run the count full on Brady West, the Crusader cleanup hitter. Payoff pitch, and it's fouled out of play left side. So we'll do the 3-2 all over again. Right-hander brings it, and it's lined back into left. On the run is Harris. It's over his head. One hop and off the wall. That's going to score Fail. RBI double for Brady West. It's 5-1 North Greenville. He hit the daylights out of that ball the other way. Still nobody out in the inning. It began with Octavio being hit by a pitch. Got wild pitch to second, wild pitch to third. Stringer with an RBI double. And that was all for the starter, La Fiora. Makovsky has come on, given up an RBI single and an RBI double to the two batters he's faced. And now Ryan West, the pitching coach, going back out to the mound. So while the meeting continues, action has started down in Newberry's bullpen. A right-hander beginning to loosen. And now West back to the dugout, and Lex Tootin stepping into the box. 0 for 2, popped out to short as last time. 5-1 North Greenville. They have scored 3 times here in the 5th inning. A runner at second and still nobody out. Makovsky's first pitch to Tootin is swung on and missed. A slider down and in. Left-handed batter waiting. That one's low and inside. 2 balls and no strike, or 1 ball and 1 strike rather. Makovsky with the set, and now he steps off. Well, I'm not superstitious in real life. I am moderately superstitious when it comes to baseball. That one's grounded foul, and after a 3-hour and 39-minute first game. This second game was moving along rather rapidly, all things considered, and I promised myself while it was happening that I wasn't going to say anything because you want it to keep moving at that pace. Well, it has come to a screeching halt here in the bottom of the fifth. There's a base hit into center field. Here comes West being waved around. He will score without a throw. Tootin an RBI single, and it's a 6-1 North Greenville lead. Makovsky is yet to retire a batter. A single, a double, and a single to fail West and Tootin in that order. And now here's Marek Kloop, who last time up hit one about 900 miles out of here over the scoreboard to left center field. His second home run of the year.
Batting the right fielder, number 39, Marek Kloop.
Big, strong, right-handed batter. And Makovsky delivers the first pitch to him, and he rifles this one. Leaping catch by the third baseman. No play at first. And that's the first out of an inning. He hit that one like a rocket, and Aiden Bauer went airborne, reaching above his head to stab it out of the air. One out.
Now batting the center fielder, number 19.
Now Josh Center, who has been up twice. He has struck out twice. Swings through a first pitch fastball. Lex Tootin, the runner at first, one down, 4 runs in. It's a 6-1 North Greenville lead. Down and away with a fastball. 1-1. You know Russell Trippett would like for Makovsky to, at the very least, get through this bottom of the fifth inning, not have to make a second pitching change in the inning. And he does have a right-hander continuing to warm up down there if he needs to make the move. Squares to bunt, spins away from a fastball up and in. It's 2-1. Two balls, one strike. Pause in the pitch. And it's inside, 3-1. Having said all that, Makovsky loses Josh Center. It might be the last batter he faces. 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner at first is Tootin, 1 down. Pitch. And he walked him. Bounced it up there. Tootin will advance to second. Center now down at first. Jax Cash, the number 8 hitter in the lineup and this inning, steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Well, no movement out of the Newberry dugout right now, so they're going to leave him in there for at least one more hitter. Cash singled his last time up in the 4th inning, last inning. Makovsky's first pitch is inside off the mid of the catcher, but no advancement. Now time called. Here comes Ryan West, the pitching coach. He looked down toward the bullpen. He's not made any signal as of yet. And now he has. So, second pitching change of the inning. Devin Makovsky is done, and we will tell you about the new pitcher when we come back in just a moment. New pitcher for the Wolves. Senior right-hander Jacob Jeffcoat, 6'3", 220-pounder out of White Knoll High School in West Columbia, South Carolina. Jeffcoat in last year's abbreviated season, 5 appearances, all in relief, 1-0, and a 0 earned run average. 6 innings, 5 hits, no runs. Struck out 5 and walked 2. The starter, Joe LaFiore, you can close the book on him. 4+ innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned. Struck out 8, walked 3. Devin Makovsky comes in, a third of an inning, 3 hits, 2 runs so far. A walk, no strikeouts, and the 2 runners on board. Tootin at second, center at first belong to him. Jeffcoat will inherit a 1-ball, no strike count on Jack's Cash. It's been a long, long day at the old ball orchard. North Greenville trying to gain a split in this doubleheader and win the season opening series 2-1. Series that was supposed to have wrapped up on Saturday with this doubleheader, but weather forced the move to today. Now Jack's Cash settling back into the box. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Jeffcoat ready to go to work on him, and he'll turn instead and throw to first, and it gets by the first baseman, and both runners are going to advance. They're going to hold the runner at third, Lex Tootin. Just for a moment, Ryan Brown, the third base coach, was thinking about waving him around, and they had a play on there. Normally, runners at first and second, you don't have the first baseman holding on the runner, but he snuck in behind the bag, and the throw got away. We're going to wait and see. Just from my vantage point, I think the error's probably got to be on Luke Orr, the first baseman, but we'll see. Now second and third with 1 out, and the 1-0 pitch to Cash is an inside-out swing, and he gets it fair just inside the first base bag down the right field line. 2 runs are going to score. That is an opposite field double for Jack's Cash. It is an 8-1 North Greenville lead. Well, that pitch was down and on the inner part of the plate, and you want to talk about a textbook inside-out swing. With the first baseman playing off the line, he had no shot to get there. A 2-run double for Cash. They are going to charge the error, by the way, on the pickoff throw to the first baseman, and I think that's the right call. So now Cash is out at second. Bivens, the 9-hitter, becomes the 9th man to bat in the inning. Still just 1 out. 6 runs in. It's 8-1. North Greenville, you can close the book on young Devin Makovsky, and boy, a rough outing for him. A third of an inning, and he gets charged with 4 runs. Now, at the moment, well, we'll have to wait and see. Both of those runs may be earned anyway, the throwing error, but you also had then the 2-base hit. No balls and 2 strikes. Bivens has walked and scored and struck out in 2 times up. And that fastball just missed outside. Yeah, all 4 of the runs are earned. So a third of an inning, 3 hits, 4 earned runs charged to Devin Makovsky. Ball and 2 strikes to count on Bivens. The 9th man to bat in the inning is still just 1 out. 6 runs have scored for North Greenville. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball, shallow right toward the line. Coming on is Hacken, and it drops. It's a fair ball. A base hit, and coming on to third and stopping there is Cash. He had to obviously wait to see if the ball was going to be caught, so he could only advance as far as third base. That ball was much more well-placed than it was well-struck. Dropped just fair inside the right field line. Hacken, coming as hard as he could come, couldn't get there. And now Octavio will bat for the 2nd time in the inning. Led off this inning, seems like an hour ago, being hit by a pitch by Joe LaFiora, and scored the first of the 6 runs. Runners on the corner, still just 1 out. Jeff Coate pitching, and Octavio takes a strike on the outside corner. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 8-1 North Greenville. They have taken control of this one. Pitch. Strike called. Here's a throw to first, and diving back hands first is the runner. Pitch. Ground ball to second. Flip to the bag for 1, on to first. Airmailed over everybody. Run scores to make it 9-1, and on down to second base ahead of the throw is Garrick Octavio. So Bivens is forced out 4-6 for the 2nd out of the inning. Jax Cash scored.
Now batting the left fielder, number 4.
Octavio will get an RBI because you can't assume a double play. Reaches on a fielder's choice and advances to second on the throwing error by the shortstop. (9-1). North Greenville on top. It's been a 7-run inning so far. Again, you give an RBI to Octavio because you cannot assume the double play. It's an earned run, and he advanced to second on the throwing error by the shortstop, trying to complete the double play. So now it would be up to the official scorer as to whether an Octavio run would be an earned run or not, should Ethan Stringer get a base hit, unless it's an extra base hit, and then it's kind of a moot point. 1 ball and 1 strike. But say he scores on a single to left field from second base, that's going to be an unearned run because he would not have been in scoring position had it not been for the overthrow. But the way he can run, if Stringer doubles again like he's done his last 2 at-bats, you could make the argument that Octavio would score anyway. Bottom line is a run if it happens. The 0-2 pitch popped up on the infield. Coming in as the shortstop, Allman, and circling it, and had to go back to his left to make the catch, and the inning is over. But a big, big inning for North Greenville as they put a 7 spot on the board, and after 5, lead it 9-1. We'll be back in a moment. Now, the last time Ethan Garner took the mound, it was a 1-run game. Now he's got an 8-run cushion as we move on to the top of the 6th inning. He has thrown 62 pitches through 5. Been very effective, giving up just the 1 run, the solo homer to Luke Orr with 2 outs in the 1st inning. Orr will bat second in this inning. Dalton Lansdowne leading it off. He's 0 for 2. And Garner's first pitch is in there for a strike. Now his job is to come out and throw strikes. I'm going to talk about something that'll drive a pitching coach crazy as you get a big lead like this and you come out and you can't find the strike zone. Squared to bunt, took it, cost him another strike. It's 0-2. Not been an issue for Garner through the first 2 pitches, though. No balls and 2 strikes. The right-hander winds and delivers. Break him all the dirt outside, 1-2.
Lock you right here. Let's go.
38 degrees at first pitch of this second game. According to the app, it's now 33 degrees. Garner doesn't care. He misses high with a fastball, 2-2. Blows into his right hand. Pitching with just his shirt sleeves, no long shirt underneath. Now readies himself for the 2-2 pitch. And it's popped out behind first. Second baseman Octavio back that way and about 20 feet from the line makes the catch. And there's 1 out.
Stepping in at first baseman, number 34, Luke Orr.
Here's Orr who, as mentioned, hit that opposite field home run in the first inning, his first of the year. Solo shot with 2 outs. Their only run of the game. Showed bunt, took the pitch upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Left-handed batter waiting. Garner delivers, and he missed badly outside. Actually, the count was 1-1. Now it's 2-1. Top of the 6th inning, it's 9-1 North Greenville. Crusaders bouncing back in a big way after the 11-inning loss in Game 1. There's a strike. 2-2. Tell you, I like Garner. Just the first time I've ever seen him pitch, and he just looks like the veteran that Landon Powell said he was. That pitch missed outside. The scoreboard must have been wrong. They've got it full, but he went on down to first base, so that's a base on balls. So Orr is on for the 3rd time. And now with Jack Harris due up, we've got a pinch hitter.
Pitch hitting, number 6, Braylon Marine.
Braylon Marine, a junior from Freeport, New York, will hit. Right-handed batter. See if he'll stay in the game in left field or not. He's listed on their roster as an infielder. Right-handed batter. Heading the count, 1 ball and no strikes. And there's ball 2. Last year, in 15 appearances, 9 starts, Marine hit 171. 6 hits and 35 at bats. He drove in 7 runs. Had a double. That pitch misses down and in. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Struck out 8 times in those 15 at bats. 3 balls and no strikes. John Koutlingas, the pitching coach, heading out to the mound. Good to get a chance to talk to John in the office prior to the game today and catch up on some things. Hadn't talked to him in a long time. He's got the scorecard of his first major league victory hanging on the wall behind his desk when he was with the Reds in 2007 and got the win in a game against the Philadelphia Phillies. He and I had an opportunity to talk about that a little bit, talk about our mutual friend Jared Burton, who came up to Cincinnati in that same 2007 season. He was a Rule 5 pick. He was actually a minor league teammate of Landon Powell for a while. And, of course, that 2007 year in Cincinnati, there was another Rule 5 guy that made the opening day roster that ended up being something of a sensation in the years to come. That was a guy named Josh Hamilton. There's ball 4 down, so that's back-to-back one-out walks, and that's what I'm talking about now. You got a 9-1 lead. Throw strikes, young man. Here comes Landon Powell, and Landon has seen enough. He popped out of the dugout immediately and signaled to the bullpen. So we've got a break in the action. Garner walks back-to-back hitters here with 1 out in the 6th inning. His night is done, and we'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back in a moment. New pitcher for North Greenville is right-hander Noah Takis, 6'3", 185-pound sophomore. He's a Macon, Georgia native and came into this program from Davidson College. So he replaces Ethan Garner. 5 1/3 innings for Garner, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, hit a batter through 77 pitches, and the 2 runners on, representing those 2 bases on balls, are his responsibility. So Takis, T-A-K-A-C is the spelling of his last name, but it's pronounced Takis, will come on, and he will face Bo Thompson, the number 5 hitter, with those runners at first and second and 1 down.
Stepping in, the designated hitter.
So Thompson can't get, or Garner can't get out of the 6th inning. After getting the first hitter, he walked Orr and the pinch hitter Marine back-to-back. Landon Powell pulls him. Takis delivers the first pitch to Bo Thompson. It's down and in, ball 1. Here's the set, the 1-0 pitch. Outside corner at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander comes set at the belt, checks the runner at second, and now bluffs back that way. Now the right-hander ready. Runners at first and second, 1 out. The pitch down and in, 2 balls and a strike. Or the runner at second, Marine at first. And there's strike 2 called on the outside corner, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. 2 on, 1 out here on the top of the 6th inning. North Greenville leading at 9-1. Newberry trying to chip away a bit. And there's a smash back through the middle into center field, a base hit. That'll score Orr from second base. Throw gets through the cutoff man, but not far enough for Marine to advance beyond second. RBI single for Thompson makes it 9-2.
Now batting to third baseman, number 26, Aiden Bauer.
Second RBI of the season for Bo Thompson. Now Bauer, who has had a base hit and bounced out first baseman unassisted and 2 times up. Pitch. And that one's by everybody. A 1 hopper over the catcher. And both runners are going to advance. Wild pitch. Puts Marine at third and Thompson at second. And boy, again, come into this inning with a 9-1 lead, an 8-run cushion. Garner walked back-to-back hitters with 1 out. There's a strike. Takis has come on. He fell behind Thompson and then gave up a run-scoring single. Wild pitches, runners to second and third, and now a strike makes it 1-1 on Aiden Bauer. The pitch. Change up in the dirt. 2-1. Ward Hacklin waiting on deck. Now the 2-1 pitch from Takis. Lifted in the air, out behind third, foul, and that's going to twist toward the batting cages, out of play. This is Takis making his debut in a North Greenville uniform. Trying to stem this uprising here by the Wolves. Smash knocked down by Octavio, the second baseman, on a short hop out a couple of steps onto the outfield turf, but cannot make a play. That'll be a base hit. Another run scores to make it 9-3, and Thompson moves up to third. Marine scores from third base. It's an RBI for Aiden Bauer.
Now batting the right fielder, number 10, Ward Hacklin.
It's his second RBI of this doubleheader and his third hit. Now with runners on the corner, still just one out. It's Warren Hacklin. It's a 9-3 game. And that first pitch is high, ball one. Right-hander shakes off a sign. And now he and Jax Cash, the catcher, can't get together, so Cash jogs out to the mound to have a word with his right-hander.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion.
Now Cash back behind the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch. Check swing, and it cost him a strike. A good fastball, 1-1. Inning began with Lansdowne popping out to the second baseman. Then Orr walked, Marine walked. That was it for the starter, Ethan Garner. Wild pitch moved both runners up a base. Bo Thompson greeted Noah Takis with an RBI single, as did Aiden Bauer, to cut it to 9-3. Runners on the corners, 1 out, and now a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Ward Hacklin. Right-hander with the pause and the pitch. Checked his swing on a pitch up and in. They appeal, and field umpire says he did not go. 3-1. 3 balls and a strike. Tell you what, a long one right here, and they're right back in this thing. It was 9-1 coming into the inning. He could make it a 3-run game with 1 swing of the bat. 3-1 pitch. And he took a big hack, and he fouled it down the right field side. That'll be out of play down beyond the bullpen. Hacklin played in 10 games last year, started 4 times, did not homer. He only had 2 hits and 18 times to the plate. Both singles. And he fouls this one away, so hanging around with the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. 9-9-0 for North Greenville, 3-5-2 for Newberry. Tackus with the payoff pitch, and that one's shot foul off the facing of the first base dugout, far side. So we will see a third 3-2 pitch from Tackus to Ward Hackland. Right-handed batter, just a slightest hint of an open stance. And again, the payoff pitch on the way. And he walked him. Breaking ball missed badly down and away, and the bases are loaded. Tell you what, it's 33 degrees out there, and I can only guess that the wind's got to be blowing somewhere between 15 and 20 miles per hour. So the wind chill is just ridiculous right now. Here's Landon Powell on his way out to the mound. Takes the ball from his sophomore right-hander, and we've got another call to the bullpen. So breaking the action, and again, we'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, now pitching number 34, Jared Wilkie.
Third pitcher of the inning for North Greenville. This time it's redshirt senior right-hander Jared Lemke, 6'4", 220-pounder. He's a Myrtle Beach native. Lemke, a year ago, made one start among his 7 appearances, was 1-1 in a .415 earned run average. 8 2/3 total innings, 11 hits, 4 runs earned, 8 walks, 3 strikeouts. Opponents hit .324 against him. So he comes on to replace Noah Tackus, who did not retire a batter. You can close the book on the starter, Ethan Garner. 5 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs earned, 2 walks, both in this inning, both scored, 5 strikeouts, hit a batter, and threw 77 pitches. Tackus faced 3 hitters, did not get any of them. Two hits and a walk allowed the 2 inherited runners to score that were charged to the starter Garner. And the 2 runners on his responsibility, or the 3 runners on his responsibility. And the first pitch is off the glove of the catcher, and it bounces out of play. And that's going to score a run to make it 9-4, and the other 2 runners advance. So now you've got Bauer at third and Hackland at second, and there's a strike on the inside corner. And actually, they called that a balk. The ball did get off the catcher's glove, but before the pitch was made, they had called a balk. So that's how that run scored. There's a strike at the knees. It's no balls and 2 strikes. So the first pitch that went off the glove of the catcher up on the screen didn't count. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Popped him up. Shortstop. Bivens backing up, makes the play. And they're 2 down. Scoreboard still has 9-3, but it's 9-4. They have scored 3 runs here in the inning. The run that scored on the balk, Thompson, is charged to Noah Takis, and the other 2 runners on, still his responsibility. Here's Zane Terrence, the number 9 hitter, who was bounced to second and struck out swinging in 2 times up. First pitch is in there for a strike. Top of the 6th inning. We played 4 innings of this second game in about an hour and 8 minutes. There's a shot back into center field. Center on the run, though. He'll get there and make the catch, and the inning is over. It has been almost an hour and a half to get where we are now, going to the bottom of the 6th. They scored 3 times. Strand 2. Heading to the bottom of the 6th. It's 9-4 North Greenville.
Stepping in, the designated hitter, number 13, John Michael Fell.
Now Michael Fell leads it off here in the bottom of the 6th for North Greenville. Their lead cut to 9-4. Jacob Jeffcoat beginning his first full inning of relief work. Fell is 1 for 3, had an RBI single and a run scored in that 7-run 5th inning. Takes a strike from Jeffcoat. Right-hander with the pause, and the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Changeup had him out in front. No balls and 2 strikes. Fell struck out swinging each of his first 2 times up. Brady West on deck, Lex Tootin to follow him. Those are the 3 due up here in the inning. That pitch down and away, and it's 1-2. Right-handed batting catcher, DH in this game. Jeff Coat with the 1-2 pitch. Struck him out swinging and a fastball up and in. 1 down, 3rd time that Fail has gone down on strikes. First punch out for Jeff Coat. And now Brady West. 1 for 2 with an RBI double, run scored. He walked back in the 2nd inning.
Now batting the first baseman, number 20, Brady West.
Talking about that 2007 debut of Josh Hamilton. Played that 1 year in Cincinnati, and then they traded him to Texas. And well, he had a stretch in Texas there where he was just, well, the best player in baseball, which is what they always thought that he was going to be. Overcame so many personal demons to finally get back in the game. The Reds took a chance on him and then traded him after that 1 year. But he and Landon Powell, North Greenville's coach, as I'm being told by Landon's mom, Kathy, played youth baseball together in North Carolina, and Landon's dad and Josh's dad coached the teams at each level that they were on together. 1-1 pitch. Fly ball hit back into left field deep. Harris going back, looking up, it's gone. Opposite field solo home run for Brady West. And they get one of those runs back. It's a 10-4 lead. Might have gotten a little bit of help from the wind, but he stung that ball.
Now batting the third baseman, number 23.
For West, his 2nd home run. He now has 6 runs batted in through the first almost 3 full games of the season, so he's off to a great start. And now Lex Tootin, 1 for 3, an RBI single and a run scored. 10-4. North Greenville on top. Pitch is down low. 2 balls and no strikes. Left-handed batter waiting in the pitch. Chopped down the first baseline, foul. Two and 1 the count on Lex Tootin. Pitch. Inside. 3-1. Marek Kloop waiting on deck. Three-one pitch from Jeffcoat to Tootin is squibbed off the end of the bat, foul off the facing of the third base dugout. 3-2. The Tootin will step out of the box, chalk up his cue a little better, and settle back in. Jeffcoat nods the okay, ready with the payoff pitch. Here it is. And it's strike three called in the inside corner. Tootin had tossed the bat aside and was on his way to first, and he'll walk back across home plate on his way to the third base dugout and retrieve his bat. 2 down. Now here's Marek Kloop, who has walked, has homered a solo shot in the 4th inning, and last time up hit a rocket that the third baseman Bauer went airborne to pull down. That pitch is outside for a ball. By the way, defensively, Ward Hacklin moves from right to left for Newberry, and the pinch hitter Marine stays in the game and goes to right field. Pinch hit for Harris. 1 ball, 1 strike on Kloop. Big strapping right-handed batter. One pitch. About 6'5", just incredibly well put together, 5-tool type of player, and being from the Czech Republic, I guess Landon Powell and North Greenville teammates can't help themselves. They say because of how well he's put together and the part of the world he's from, they call him Ivan Drago. You remember him from Rocky IV. 3-1. Let's see if he gets a fastball here. If he gets something in his wheelhouse, he's going to be spinning on it. Waving the bat around with one hand, now has it cocked and loaded. Jeffcoat sets the 3-1 pitch, and he missed off the plate outside. Ball 4. Second time that Kloop has walked. First free pass issued by Jacob Jeffcoat, and now that extends the inning for Josh Center, who has struck out twice, walked, and scored a run.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 19, Josh Center.
Right-handed batter. Jeffcoat ready with the first pitch to him. Here it is. Breaking ball that stays upstairs. Ball 1. In the bottom of the 6th inning, 10-4 North Greenville. Runner at first, 2 outs. Up and in. So now Center ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch. This is outside, ball 3. So he's a pitch away from walking a second straight hitter. Three and 0. See if they turn him loose if he gets something he likes. Well, they didn't, because that pitch was right in there and he took it. Three balls and a strike. I bet he's not taken now if it's anywhere close. Jeffcoat delivers, and it's ball 4 outside. Back-to-back two-out walks. And now Jack's Cash, who has cashed in today. 2 for 3, including a 2-run double and a run scored in that 7-run 5th inning. Taking him a moment to shed the shin guards in the on-deck circle.
Stepping in the catcher, number 8, Jackson Cash.
Taking his time getting in the box. Now finally settling in. Tell you what, at the rate these last 2 innings have gone, it would take us collectively an hour and a half to watch 60 minutes. Breaking ball down low. Off-speed pitch. Trying to get him to chase, and he wouldn't. 1 ball, no strikes. Inning began with Fail striking out swinging. West, an opposite field home run to left to make it 10-4. Then Tootin struck out looking. But Jeffcoat has walked Kloop and Center back to back. And now the 1-0 pitch to Cash is in there for a strike. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Change up low again. 2 balls and a strike. Kloop out at second. Center at first. A run in, 10-4, North Greenville in the second game of this doubleheader. Newberry won the first game 6-4 in 11 innings. The 2-1. There's a strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on and 2 out. Deuces wild here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the break-even pitch on the way. And he misses low and away, ball 3. So, with 2 outs and a 3-2 count, both runners will be in motion. Kloop from second, Center from first. So if Cash can find a gap somewhere here, he can drive in 2 more. Jeffcoat gets the sign, straightens up, runners go. The payoff pitch is shot foul into the bullpen down the right field line. So both runners retreat to their bases. And again, Jeffcoat ready with the payoff pitch to Jack's Cash. Again, the runners go. And that one's popped into shallow right field, but playing shallow was the right fielder, Marine. He comes on to make the catch, and the inning is over. Crusaders get a run on the home run. That was the only hit. No errors, 2 runners left. Through 6 complete. North Greenville on top, 10-4. 6 inning totals for North Greenville, 10 runs, 10 hits, no errors. They have left 7 men on base. For Newberry, 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. They have stranded 5. I'm Dan Scott. Good to be with you here on this chilly, well, let's call it like it is, frigid Tuesday evening, second game of a doubleheader. And it's North Greenville trying to gain the split and win the opening series with Newberry, 2-1. First batter to face Jared Lemke is the leadoff hitter, Colin Allman, and he takes ball 1 up and in. Lemke came on to get the final 2 outs of the last inning. Inning it saw Newberry score 3 times. That's pop foul out of play. One ball and 1 strike. Pitch. That one's lifted out into shallow right, but that's where Kloop was hanging out, waiting on it to come down, squeezes it with one hand, and there's 1 away. Pitch to contact.
Now batting the
Make him hit the ball.
Number 8, Dalton Lansdowne.
Get outs. Dalton Lansdowne is 0 for 3. He's popped out twice and struck out. Takes a strike here. The 0-1. That one's fouled out of play over the first base dugout. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Starting pitchers are the pitchers of record in this one. Ethan Garner would stand to get the win, and Joe LaFiora will be tagged with the loss. Garner was excellent until he lost his command in the 6th inning. He had a 9-1 lead, retired the first batter he faced, and then walked back-to-back hitters. There's strike 3 called on Lansdowne, and they are 2 away. And after 77 pitches in his first start of the season, Landon Powell decided to pull the trigger on him. Noah Takas had a rough go of it. Did not retire a batter, gave up 2 hits and a run and walked 1. But since coming on, Jared Lemke has been very good. He's retired all 4 batters he's faced. Now here's Luke Orr. Takes it outside. Orr has homered, a solo shot in the first, has singled, and walked and scored in the last inning. He's had 5 hits, 2 RBIs in this doubleheader so far. Scored 2 runs. Takes a strike there, 1-1. 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 7th inning. North Greenville leading 10-4. Lemke trying to retire them in order. If he does so, it'll be the first time in the game. Chopped by the mound, charging is the shortstop Bivens. Got the country club hop, throws him out, and the inning is over. Did face the minimum, did Ethan Garner back in the 2nd inning, but there was a single, but a runner was thrown out stealing. This is your first 1-2-3 inning of the game, and it's the 7th inning stretch. 10-4, North Greenville. Back in a moment.
Now the mound for Newberry, number 35, Bryce Peterson.
1923, now we got pressure for taking our life more seriously. We got a dead end jobs and got bills to pay. Our old friends and our enemies. And I'm thinking back to when I was young, back to the day when I was falling in love. He used to meet me on the east side, in the city where the sun never set.
Bottom of the seventh, Russell Triplett has gone to his bullpen and brought on Newberry's fourth pitcher of the game. This time, it's left-hander Bryce Peterson, 5'11", 220-pound junior from Coon Rapids, Michigan. Transferred into Newberry from USC Salkehatchie. So he is making his Newberry Wolves debut today. Replaces Jacob Jeffcoat, who went an inning and 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, walked 2 and struck out 2. You'll get Corey Bivens, the number 9 hitter, to lead it off, and then Octavio and Stringer, 9, 1, and 2 here in the 7th. And that pitch is down and in, ball 1. Bivens has walked and scored, struck out swinging, and had a base hit in his 3 times up. Two balls and no strikes. Hunter Dilworth, the third base coach, was all the way over into the dugout talking to somebody, now backing out towards his position. Yeah, he's an interesting guy, Dilworth. Played here and then went on to play professionally in Australia. He was the MVP one year for the Perth Magpies. And that's an Australian league that's sanctioned by Major League Baseball. Strike on the inside corner, 3-1. So all kinds of stories surrounding players on this North Greenville team. Coaches, everybody else. There's ball 4 down and in. So leadoff batter aboard. And now back to the top of the order for Garrick Octavio. 0 for 3 in the second game of the doubleheader. He's been hit by a pitch, scored a run, and drove in a run with a ground ball his last time up.
Now batting the second baseman, number 1, Garrick Octavio.
Left-hander versus left-handed batter, and the pitch is outside, ball 1. Bivens leading at first base. Nobody out here, the bottom of the 7th. North Greenville batting, leading at 10-4. The pitch. There's a strike called. 1-1. Garrick Octavio waiting. And he takes that pitch low and away. 2 balls and a strike. So Bryce Peterson has come out of the Newberry bullpen, walked the first batter he faced, the number 9 hitter Bivens, and he's behind 2-1 to Garrick Octavio. The pitch, swinging and fouling it out of here left side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We mentioned that Division I college baseball starting this weekend on Friday. 2-2 pitch, big breaking ball that handcuffs the catcher, Jolly, and goes all the way to the backstop. Bivens advances to second. I would think that'd be a wild pitch, but maybe not. And at the D1 level, at least the Power 5 schools, they have scored at a wild pitch. They're going to try to play their usual number of 56 games. Whether they can or not remains to be seen, but they're going to try. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Garrick Octavio. Peterson with a backward glance to second at the pitch, and he struck him out swinging. Good fastball. Got it by him, 1 out. And Major League Baseball pitchers and catchers report this weekend as well. So trying to get back to some sense of normalcy in the sporting world.
Number 4, Ethan Stringer.
Those of us who are baseball fans, it's just good to have an opportunity to be back at the park again. See things cranking up at all levels, including the major league level. Here's Ethan Stringer. He takes a good breaking ball for a strike. He's 2 for 4, a pair of doubles, an RBI, and a run scored. It's going to be an interesting year, though, at the major league level because of a number of factors. Number one, trying to play an entire season, at least at the beginning, with the COVID pandemic still in force. That one's in the dirt. Jolly can't find it, and by the time he does, Bivens advances to third base. So we got wild pitch to second, wild pitch to third, and he's 90 feet away with 1 out and a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Ethan Stringer. But the other thing kind of looming in the background at the major league level is this is the final year of the current collective bargaining agreement. Newberry is going to bring its infield in down 6 runs. There's a foul into the screen above the first base dugout, and it's 1-2. And if you follow Major League Baseball, follow what happened last year as they tried to get a schedule together, ultimately played 60 games. The level of contention between players and owners is at a point where really most people who follow the game haven't seen it since the 94 strike. There's strike 3 called on the inside corner. And I remember doing an interview with Hall of Fame broadcaster Marty Brenneman for my radio show a number of years ago, and we were talking about what at that time was unprecedented labor peace, and things were going so well in the game. They were setting attendance records, and revenue was way up. And he made the comment to me that he thought that both sides had learned their lessons from the fiasco that was 94, and that we would never see another work stoppage in his lifetime. There's strike 1 called to John Michael Thale, who's 1 for 4. He struck out 3 times, trying to avoid the dreaded golden sombrero here. But it'll be really interesting to see if the two sides can come together at the end of this year and avoid a delay to the start of 2022. I don't think we would see a player strike this year, with the collective bargaining agreement coming to a close at the end of the year. Breaking ball was in for a strike, and it's 0-2, but it's going to be really intriguing to watch and see if they can't get their act together on both sides and do what's best for the game of baseball and for the fans who have had to put up with so much being kept away from the ballpark and not having the majority of the 2020 baseball season and everything else. And I'll tell you, as a guy who was coaching amateur baseball at the time, here's the 1-2 pitch, down and in, 2-2. When they went on strike in 94, as much as I love Major League Baseball, and I do, I realized then that my love was for the game of baseball, not necessarily their brand of the game of baseball. I got really rejuvenated at the amateur ranks. Breaking ball down and in, it's 3-2. And since 2005, have been able to broadcast Division I college baseball. This is my 17th year. Whatever amount of baseball I get to do this year, it'll be my 17th year of broadcasting baseball at the collegiate level. That's why I said earlier, I just feel blessed to be in the booth. Was so happy to get the call from Landon Powell to come over and get this done today. Payoff pitch coming. Reaches for it, and he fouls it out of play right side. He is fighting hard to avoid the sombrero. Brady West in the on-deck circle. It's 10-4. Bottom of the 7th inning. North Greenville batting with a 6-run lead. Have a runner at third and 2 down. Bryce Peterson with the payoff again. And it's popped up. Nobody can find it. It's gone up above the lights. Can anybody locate the ball? Yeah, the third baseman finally located it and made the catch right around the cutout area, not too far from the third base bag. I mean, there were how many people in this ballpark, and virtually nobody knew where that ball was for the longest kind of time. Strander runner at third, no hits, through 7 full. It's 10-4, North Greenville. Top of the 8th inning, Jared Lemke. Inning and 2/3 of shutout baseballs. Retired all 5 batters he's faced. He'll get 4, 5, and 6. Marine, Thompson, and Bauer here in the top of the 8th inning for Newberry. Leading 10-4. If he could close this game out, pitching the final 2 innings without allowing anything, maintaining the lead, even though it's at 6 runs, he would still qualify for a save. First pitch missed for a ball. That one's fouled off the bat handle, out of play down beyond the first base dugout. 1-1. Right-hander comes set, and his 1-1 pitch. This is inside. 2 balls and a strike. Braylon Marine pinch hit in the 6th inning, walked and scored a run, stayed in the game, and hits this one, a little bat handle loop over the mound, picked up by Octavio in front of the second base bag, and on the run throws him out in a bang-bang play at first. Little bat handle flare, and Octavio had to come a long way to get it, catch and throw on the run all in one motion, and did a heck of a job. Nice play. Put a star by that one. 1 down.
Stepping in the designated hitter, number 20, Bo Thompson.
Now Bo Thompson 1 for 3, had an RBI single and a run scored in the 6th inning. Lemke's first pitch to him is just under the knees, ball 1. One-0 pitch. Check swing foul back to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. Aiden Bauer on deck. Anybody else gets on, or anybody gets on at all, Ward Hacklin would bat. 1-1 pitch. There's a strike call. Ball and 2 strikes. Lemke comes set and delivers. Strike 3 called. Took it at the knees. Thompson might have thought it was inside, but it wasn't, according to the home plate umpire. 2 down. Second strikeout for Lemke. At 7 in a row, he's retired now.
Aiden Bauer.
And here's Aiden Bauer, who had a base hit and an RBI in the 6th inning. He's 2 for 3 in the game. Left-handed batter takes it on the outside corner, strike 1. No balls and a strike. 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the 8th inning. That pitch low. 1-1. North Greenville leading at 10-4, trying to earn a split in this doubleheader and win the season opening series 2-1. 1-1 pitch. Downstairs, 2-1. You're going to be hearing a lot from this Newberry team in the South Atlantic Conference. We mentioned way back early in the first game, they were picked 2nd preseason in that league, and such a veteran team coming back. 7 players who were part of their regional team 2 years ago. 2 balls and a strike on Bauer. Senior-laden team, a lot of experience. It's 3-1, and there is ball 4 inside, so Lemke allows his first base runner. The 2-out walk here in the 8th inning. And then North Greenville, of course, ranked 4th in the country as this season opens. They have been number 1 in Division II in the country and at some point in each of the last 3 seasons. Pitch misses inside. Hacklin has struck out looking. He has singled and walked. One ball, no strikes. Fouled that one back. As usual, at any level, it's going to come down to pitching and depth of pitching. And as you go down the staircase, if you will, from, say, Power 5 to the mid-majors to Division II and on down, pitching depth becomes more and more of an issue. And the teams that can put together enough quality arms that in a short series can give you 3 or 4 good starts, and you've got more than a handful of guys you can depend on out of the bullpen, you're going to have a chance to be very successful. There's strike 3 called, and Lemke has proven himself, at least in this first appearance of 2021, to be more than dependable. He's been outstanding. Middle of the 8th, it's 10-4 North Greenville. North Greenville coming to bat for what it hopes will be the final time in this one, and with a 6-run lead, by all rights it should be. Bryce Peterson, his second inning of relief work, and he'll get the middle third of the Crusaders batting order, West, Tootin, and Kloop. I don't know if Mike Asepko was trying to bribe me to come back or not, but he presented me with a very nice gift here, a really cool and what looks like warm North Greenville blanket that I can assure you Mrs. Scott is really going to enjoy when I get it home this evening. Brady West swings and he smashes the first pitch up the middle off the shortstop Allman off to his left, and that'll kick out into under the turf behind second base. Probably going to score that one a base hit, but we'll see. West first pitch swinging, hit it hard back through the middle. Ballman gets to it. He's going to have a shot to throw him out because it was hit hard. He did get to it. He just couldn't field it cleanly, but still waiting on a scoring decision. Yep, they're going to call it an infield base hit. So that's a 3-hit game for Brady West. Talked about him. He's a guy that was a 2-time NAIA All-American at Indiana Wesleyan, and his family moved to Powdersville here in the upstate, and he comes knocking on the door, cold calling Landon Powell and says, hey, do you need a cleanup hitter? And it turns out Landon Powell did. 2 balls and no strikes. Wanted to keep playing baseball, asked if there was a spot. Landon did his research, and lo and behold, as he said, and I mentioned earlier, said his stats were video game type numbers at Indiana Wesleyan. And here he is batting cleanup now. There's a ground ball by the mound, and it's off the second baseman and trickles away from him off to his right. That'll be an error. And the first 2 have reached here in the 8th inning. Lansdowne moving to his right. If he fields it cleanly, they're going to, at the very least, get a force at second.
Stepping in the right fielder, number 39, Marek Kloop.
And now Marek Kloop, who has walked, hit a solo homer, lined out the third, and walked again. Peterson's first pitch to him is a breaking ball that drops in for a strike. So Peterson has given up 2 balls in this inning that, with just a little bit of help, both potentially could have been outs. One definitely should have. Instead, an infield single and an error. 2 on, nobody out. Kloop takes a breaking ball that stays up that time. It's 1-1. About 3:20 in the morning in the Czech Republic, where Kloop's dad, Vladimir, I'm wondering if he's still up watching this one. 2-1. He was 2 hours ago when it was 1 a.m. there. Peterson, the left-hander, with a 2-1 pitch, and that's way outside and high. 3-1. A pitch away now from loading the bases. Three balls and a strike. Lefty with the pause and the pitch. And there's strike 2 called at the knees. Kloop thought it was a little bit low. And now the count's full. 2 on, nobody out. Bottom of the 8th inning. 10-4. North Greenville on top. Started the first pitch of game 1 of this doubleheader at 2 p.m. Swing and a miss. Struck him out swinging. Looked like he pulled the string on him a little bit. One down. Third strikeout for Peterson. And now Josh Center, who has struck out twice and walked twice, scored a run.
Now batting the center fielder, number 19, Josh Center.
7 hours and 22 minutes later, we're continuing to play. And that pitch is down low for a ball. If you get to listen to me do broadcasts from time to time. You know, I told you my podcast was Grumpy Old Broadcasters. I do get grumpy about things when it comes to the game of baseball. One, walks, inability to throw strikes. That just drives me crazy. Foul ball out of play. The other is when the game doesn't have a good pace to it. You know, I don't mind a 3.5 hour game if that's what the action dictates, and guys are, you know, pitchers are getting the ball back from the catcher and going about their business. And this has been a doubleheader where there's just been quite a bit of action. There's not been a whole lot of what I would call guys taking way too long between pitches or way too long to get to the batter's box. Have been a few too many walks and wild pitches for my taste, but hey, it's early. It's baseball. We're here. I'm going to enjoy it regardless. 2-1 pitch. That one's fouled out of play, and it's 2-2. In the Newberry ninth, they will have 8, 9, and 1 due up Jolly, Terrence, and Allman, and they're going to need a rally of at least 6 runs, maybe more, because North Greenville is threatening with 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Peterson comes, sets, and his break-even pitch. Breaking ball just missed inside. He had locked center up, but it swept too far off the inside corner. 3-2. Now the payoff pitch. Grounded towards second base. Flip to the bag for 1, and there won't be a return throw. Lands down to Allman, covering to force Tootin for the second out of the inning. 4-6. Center safe at first on the fielder's choice, and West advances to third. And now Jack's Cash. 2 for 4, including a 2-run double and a run scored.
Jackson Cash.
Cash settling into the box. And now Peterson bringing the first pitch, and it's a wild one. Skips by everybody. Scoring from third is West, and it's an 11-4 game. Center moves up to second base. First run allowed by Peterson since he came on. One ball, no strikes, and that one's way high and outside. 2-0.
Get ready right here.
(11-11-0). The line score for North Greenville. That pitch is down low, 3 balls and no strikes. In the first game, which they lost 6-4 in 11 innings, they stranded 10 runners on base. This one, they've left 8 on, but they've done a better job of getting runners in. There's ball 4, and he walked him on 4 straight. So Cash on down to first base. And that'll extend the inning for Corey Bivens. Been on 3 times, 2 walks, a single. He has also struck out once.
Number 0, Corey Bivens.
Right-handed batting shortstop. Peterson's first pitch to him is in there for a strike. Outfield playing him straight away. Second baseman lands down, shading toward the bag. Now he'll take a few steps back in the other direction. Chopper to third, fielded on the short hop by Bauer. He'll go to the bag to force out center, and the inning is over. Crusaders get another run, strand 2, and we are off to the top of the 9th inning. 11-4 North Greenville.
Ladies and gentlemen, now pitching number 3, Tristan Hudson.
Top of the 9th inning, North Greenville 3 outs away from gaining a split in the doubleheader and winning the season opening series. And they turn it over to a new pitcher, 4th of the night. This time it's right-hander Tristan Hudson, a redshirt junior from Salem, South Carolina. Hey, he's a homeboy, a West Virginia University product. I'm a West Virginia native. And he will be making his North Greenville University debut here today. So Hudson replaces Jared Lemke, who was, in a word, outstanding for the Crusaders. 2 2/3 innings, no hits, no runs, walked 1, struck out 3, just gave up that 1 lone base runner. And now it's Tristan Hudson to try and close it out. First pitch to Zane Terrence was a strike. And that one misses for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. That one's fouled out of play left side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bryce Peterson for Newberry. 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. It was unearned. Walked 2 and struck out 3. Jolly fouls that one back to stay alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Starting pitchers will be your pitchers of record, barring a collapse of biblical proportions by the North Greenville bullpen here. Fly ball to the left, drifting toward the line, now camping under it is Stringer. He's got it, and there's 1 out. Ethan Garner will get the win, his first decision of the season. Joe LaFiora will take the loss.
Number 11, Zane Terrence.
And again, barring something just totally off the charts here, there won't be a save. Here's Zane Terrence, the center fielder. He takes a strike. Hudson's got a funky little motion. Here's a chopper towards short, backhanded on the big hop by Bivens. His throw is low, but dug out nicely by Brady West at first, and there are 2 outs. Gives you a little pause after he goes into his windup, and then comes at an arm angle that's somewhere between 3/4 and sidearm. So all that stands between North Greenville and a split of this doubleheader is Colin Almond, the leadoff hitter, and he takes the first pitch low and away, ball 1. He is 0 for 3. He's been hit by a pitch in this nightcap. The 1-0. Strike on the outside corner. A little bit of a liberal call on the corner, but at this juncture, no argument from either side. Here's the 1-1, and it hit him. Came a little bit too far inside that time, and Almond, hit by a pitch for the 2nd time in the game, will walk on down to first base. So that'll extend it for Dalton Lansdowne, who is 0 for 4, has struck out twice, once swinging and once looking.
Now batting the second baseman, number 8, Dalton Lansdowne.
So Hudson will work on Lansdowne and delivers a strike. Strike 2 called. And Hudson a strike away from bringing this one to a close. No balls and 2 strikes to Dalton Lansdowne. 2 outs and a runner at first. Top of the 9th inning. Right-hander's 0-2 pitch, and a breaking ball just got a piece of it to stay alive. So he'll see at least one more pitch. Looking into his catcher for the sign, gets what he wants, and now again the 0-2 on the way, and it's high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-handed batter taps the head of the bat on the plate, now waiting. Look over at first by Hudson. Now the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball and strike 3. No, he checked on it and did not go. Thought that we were going to get the call on the breaking ball. Didn't get the called strike. Didn't get the appeal on the check swing, and the count evens at 2-2. The propane and the propane heaters apparently has given out down below us. 2-2 pitch. There's strike three swinging. A change up. He got him, and that's the ball game. So North Greenville avoids the sweep. They win the second game by a final score of 11-4. Improved to 2-1 on the season. Win the season opening series by that 2-1 counts. Final numbers in this one for Newberry, or I'm sorry, for North Greenville, we'll start there. 11 runs, 11 hits, no errors. They stranded 10. For the Wolves, 4 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors. They left 7. Garner the winner, 1-0. La Fiora the loser, 0-1. No save. And the game took 3 hours and 25 minutes to play here this evening. So, the final score again, 11-4. North Greenville wins it after dropping the first game of the doubleheader in 11 innings, 6-4, and improved to 2-1 on the season. Crusaders, if I can get my computer to work, in action again on Friday and Saturday of this week, back-to-back doubleheaders at Emmanuel College in Franklin Springs, Georgia.